The 2 months on, I'm still playing VR and I'm still loving it. Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Thanks for pressing play as always. And we're back for another episode of Pixel Plays with me, the man they call Pixel Paul. And once again, this Pixel Play video is going to be all about PlayStation VR. So at the moment, that's pretty much what I'm playing. I am playing VR games, PSVR games. If you didn't see the first episode I did of this series, if you like, I covered 2 games and also went through the sort of backstory of how I ended up with PlayStation VR, admittedly quite late, well, a lot late really. But yeah, I showed you 2 games that I was playing through at that point. One of them was Astrobot Rescue Mission, which I finished, and it's excellent, absolutely amazing. And the other game was Farpoint, first-person shooter Farpoint, which I've nearly finished. I'm not far off the end of that. But for this video, I'm going to go through 3 games this time. I'm going to show you some footage from 3 games that I'm currently playing, and all 3 of them really enjoying. So let's get on to the first game. So 3 games to show you, and the first one that I'm going to give you some gameplay footage and show you a little bit of me playing it as well is Battlezone. So first up, we're going to have a look at Battlezone. Based on the old arcade game, old school game. I'm going to play offline. So as you can see, I can have a look around in the tank. Looks kind of cool. We'll do a new campaign. Off we go. So that's what your tank looks like. And you look around, you've got all sorts of displays. Shield levels, your loadout. This is the map screen. Upgrades available. Let's just go straight into it. So deploy tank. And this will be the launch sequence, which is kind of cool. Played using the normal DualShock controller for PlayStation 4. The launch sequence is kind of cool actually. Launch in progress. Graphically, it all looks a little bit like Tron.
Square to arm weapons. Aim and fire at the target above. Shoot the target to continue. Confirmed. Outer doors.
So basically it's just a tank game in arenas and you shoot stuff. And it's quite good fun. I've enjoyed Battlezone, what I've played of it so far.
Now, move away from the hangar exit. Hold the turbo
Controls
button.
really easily as well.
Boost. Shields will drain. While button is held down.
So in front of you, you've got a radar there, which tells you where your enemies are.
Enemy detected. Get ready. Light armor incoming. Threat level low.
Name it. So you can tell I usually play with inverted controls, and I've not converted them this time. Let's see how we get on. This is pretty much the game. Some of the other missions take you into different looking areas where you have to take out bases and communications towers and that sort of thing. So it's not just taking out enemy tanks. You also can use these lock-on rocket launchers as well. So you can see on the pad there, I don't know why I'm pointing, but I am pointing, multi-lock-on rocket launchers. They're quite powerful. And then last ones here are these gun turrets. Should be another one of these there. And that's basically like a training mission, training exercise. But good fun. I do like Battlezone. So yeah, Battlezone. I'm really enjoying that game. I'm not massively far into it or anything like that. But it's very much a game that you can just pick up and play. Very easy to play, actually. Very easy to get straight onto the PSVR, pick up the pad and just get straight into it. And yeah, I am really enjoying it. I'm only playing it sort of offline, single player. So I'm not playing it online or anything like that against human opponents or anything like that. But yeah, what I've played so far, I've really enjoyed it. And yeah, it was £2 I think I picked this up for, Battlezone, from CEX a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago. And yeah, for £2, absolute bargain. It's based off the old sort of Atari arcade and Atari console games from, I think it was about 1980. I want to say 1980. It was as early as that, the original Battlezone game. And there is kind of like a version of this within this game as well, where you can play it with the kind of wireframe black and green graphics, and that's kind of weird, but quite nostalgic to go back to. So if you've ever played the original Battlezone, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, updated version of it, really enjoying it. I think it's well worth £2. If you've got PSVR, yeah, you may as well pick it up and give it a go. Okay, next up, the next game I'm going to show you. Now this one was a game I wasn't 100% sure on. I wasn't sure about reviews. I mean, to be fair, most of these VR games I haven't seen sort of any reviews because I'm really new to the world of VR. And this game, I wasn't 100% sure if it was going to be good or not, which is quite good because you go into it with a completely open mind, which I have done with this game. So this game uses the Move controllers. So this is the first game that I've shown you that uses these. These are actually really quite easy to use, actually quite intuitive, but for this game it's quite fiddly, but once you get into it, it starts to get a lot easier. And that game is Iron Man VR. So let's have a look at Iron Man VR. This is chapter 1 of the game, and this is quite a lengthy bit of gameplay footage because the first chapter is probably the best chapter I've played so far. It's very good. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. Iron Man VR. Okay, so we're going to take a look now at Iron Man VR, and what I'm going to do is go back to what is the almost like first mission of the game. You play it using the Move controllers. So this starts off on Tony Stark's jet, and yeah, chapter 1. So this is the first sort of intro to the game. There's a couple of training missions before it, thankfully, because the controls are a little bit takes some getting used to, it's got to be said. Tony's jet. And you can see the move controls just move your hands around, which is kind of cool.
Strange.
You can pick anything up. Let's have a look what's in this case. Nice Iron Man suit there. Can't put that on yet, but looks sweet, doesn't it?
Morning, sir. May I get you something?
There's Friday.
Friday, you seen Pepper?
I believe she's putting out a fire.
Did I start it?
She's been on the phone with the press all morning. Something about your surprise announcement caused quite a stir. Or don't you watch the news?
Tony Stark, no stranger to stunning revelations, shocked the business world today when he named Pepper Potts the new CEO of Stark Industries. During a press conference, Mr. Stark admitted he had not informed Ms. Potts of his decision prior to the announcement.
Perhaps you jumped the gun, sir.
It's the opportunity of a lifetime. She's gonna thank me.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm your assistant, Tony. You need to warn me before you do stuff like this.
You're not my assistant. You're the CEO of Stark Industries. Or don't you watch the news?
I'm gonna...
Pepper, I'm not always right. I mean, I'm usually right.
Tony!
But here's the thing. I wasn't put on Earth to sit behind a desk. And you weren't put here to handle my unpaid parking tickets.
I was gonna ask if there are any more of them.
There are glove boxes full of them. That's not the point. The company turned a corner years ago. We're a force for good in this world. And I want you to get that message out there.
Don't people always try to shoot the messenger?
This is where it gets good, obviously.
Who taught you how to fly?
You did, sir. Unfortunately, I'm not in control right now. Someone has taken us over.
So as you can see, the jet starts to get attacked.
Out there! It's a Stark drone! A combat drone?
We don't make combat drones anymore.
The drone is encasing itself in some sort of hard-light shield.
Hello, Stark.
Do I know you?
I'm just a ghost from your past.
So that's the main enemy in the game, Ghost.
Tony, look!
Incoming!
Time to die.
Tony! Tony!
Friday, your airline just lost my luggage.
Then find a complaint when we land!
Override my safety belt. Pepper,
I know! Just come back in one piece!
Looks like I'm going out there. And it's moments like that which are quite disorientating in VR, but I've got quite used to it now. I'm quite enjoying it. So there goes the jet. I'm looking for that briefcase now.
drones are headed toward Pepper.
I see them, sir!
Friday, feeling a bit naked here.
Hang on, sir! White gauntlet inbound! Debris! Shoot it! Left gauntlet inbound! More debris, sir! Chest
The
piece
shooting
coming in
is
and run
via
out!
the buttons on the top.
Drones inbound.
Suit thrusters using the trigger buttons underneath.
Friday, where's my head at?
In the grounds as usual, sir!
The ground's getting awfully close.
Heads up!
So we're now fully suited up. Loading screens, they just kill the momentum of a game. It's dead easy to play. Once you get used to the controls, they are a bit fiddly. The more weaponry you get with the suit, the more fiddly it starts to feel. But certainly at the beginning, when you just got thrusters and repulsor beam type weapons to use, it's not too bad. Sometimes it's just remembering to keep your fingers on the thrusters.
Just in time. I got a plane to catch.
You can't outrun your past, Stark.
We'll see about that. Can you hear me?
Little windy, but yeah, I hear
Just
you.
like the suit itself. If you aim them up and thrust down, you'll go down. Aim them down, you'll go up. Behind you, and you'll go forward. Same with going left or right and left.
Sir, we have a massive breach
Double
in the
click for a
hull.
thrust.
Old news Friday. Tell me about something I didn't just jump out of.
Scanning.
So now we're trying to catch the plane up. Jet.
There's an engine fire that needs your attention. A secondary explosion on the right engine, sir.
Got it.
We'll just ease into that waypoint there.
Fire suppression system online.
That's one less burning issue to deal with.
Good job, sir.
But one thing that you do
So
have to
the
do in this
autopilot
game
is
turn
no
around a
longer
bit.
responding, and the jet is projected to crash into a
I
populated
mean,
area.
this lead sometimes gets in the way. This is a little
No,
bit fiddly
stay put.
sometimes.
It's too dangerous.
Says the guy who jumped out of the plane.
Any more from our mystery guest?
They're giving us the silent treatment, but their hounds are clawing at the door.
Show him in.
Get blast from these.
No.
Bang my head on the top of the jet then.
Right. What's going on in there?
Scanning for Miss Potts.
You should upgrade your firewall.
This does feel a bit disorientating at times.
They've also locked me out of the jet's diagnostics. I have no read on Miss Potts.
Pepper, do you copy?
Enemies inbound.
Pepper. Pepper, come in.
Tony, I have control of the jet.
Keep the good news coming.
Sir, more hostiles en route.
Friday, what did I just say? Persistent, aren't they? Pepper, how's the jet?
No longer on a collision course with Los Angeles.
City Council would at least know that.
So I missed one somewhere. There it is.
Guys, I can't steer.
Sir, the aileron on the left side has been damaged.
Is that fixable?
We'll have to wing it.
I'm going to try and get that plane a bit. There we go. So this is where it gets a little bit fiddly.
Jet bent.
Not too bad
That
though.
looks better.
I've located an airstrip for emergency landing.
Thanks, Friday. Pepper, you think you can land this bird?
Only one way to find out. Lowering the landing gear. The landing gear doors are malfunctioning.
Of course they are. Make a wish. It's all yours, Pepper.
Gears down. 3 green.
Well done, both of you.
If no one has any further objections, I say we go.
Your old weapons will lift out of you.
Sir, I'm detecting a new energy signature.
More enemies? Good. Trigger finger's getting itchy.
Sidestep their attack, sir.
Yeah!
Threats neutralized. But I'm sensing our hacker friend has returned.
Friday? Friday? All systems are down.
The big one's back. My controls are locked.
Pepper!
It's vanished from radar.
I can see it. Get me back online.
Systems restored.
Tony, nothing's responding here.
Sir, I believe the jet is officially a lost cause.
Pepper, find an exit.
The fire hurts the cabin. I'm trapped.
Response, there's a panel beneath your feet, a compartment. It leads to the nose landing gear.
Whoops. Must remember to hit that
Climbing down now.
debris.
I'll meet you under the jet.
Seat health below optimal, but not critical.
We've got to catch up with the jet. We're going to make it actually. There's Pepper underneath the jet.
Pepper! Take my hand!
Tony!
Go.
You're connecting flight.
So that was the opening chapter of Iron Man VR, and yeah, so far what I've played of this game, and I'm about halfway through it. That's probably the best chapter I've done so far, but the rest of the game so far has been pretty good as well. So Iron Man is a character in video games which, for whatever reason, seems to be really hard to get right. So there is an Iron Man game, an Iron Man 2 game as well, which came on I think it was PlayStation 2, there was versions of it, and there was versions of it on the Nintendo Wii and the DS. I don't think there was an Xbox version. There is an Xbox 360 version, sorry. So yeah, Iron Man, those games, quite hard to get right for some reason. I don't know whether it's a kind of superhero flying thing that it's just difficult, because you look through the Superman games and they're sort of very patchy in quality as well. So for some reason, Iron Man just seems to be really well suited to VR, and it does an amazing job of actually making you feel like you are in that suit. And so far, yeah, I'm absolutely loving this game. If I had to criticise any points of it, I would say the in-between bits, like in the movies, I guess, the bits when you are kind of playing as Tony Stark and wandering around his sort of mansion and that sort of thing, they're a bit slow, a bit you just want to get to the action, you want to get back into the suit. But it's a very story-driven game, so you have to have those links between those Iron Man missions as well. And they do work. And I mean, it's quite good fun walking around Tony's... It's not a mansion, is it? It's like his home, his beach home. Walking through that sort of area and going to different parts of it. You can literally pick up anything. I mean, there's parts of there where there's like a gym, and you can do pull-ups and lift weights and do a punch bag and throw basketballs. You can wander around and pick up magazines and look at those, and there's loads of stuff, interactive stuff within those kind of in-between sections. So they are quite good, those bits, but you do just want to get back into the Iron Man suit and get on with the action. And yeah, so Iron Man VR, I'm really liking it, really enjoying it so far. I can't wait to finish it. And yeah, I would, again, sort of fully recommend it. I think it goes for about £8 at the moment, so it's one of the sort of mid-range VR games that you can pick up price-wise, but well worth it, I think. Okay, the last game I'm going to show you and go through and show you a bit of footage of is Wipeout. Wipeout Omega Collection. So this was actually the second game I tried out on VR, and I actually was absolutely blown away by just how good this was in VR. Wipeout obviously is a great series. Wipeout Omega Collection is again a really decent game, really like it. But in VR, it's just so different. It's just better, I think. So let's have a quick look at a lap or two of the first race in Wipeout. What I've had to do here is do a little bit of voiceover for it because there are licensed tracks on throughout the game, and I didn't want to get a copyright strike, so I've had to do a bit of a voiceover for this. So apologies for that. You won't get the sort of background noise and that and music, which is a shame, but I just didn't want to get a copyright strike. So let's have a look at Wipeout. So as I said, I've had to do a bit of a voiceover and a bit of background music for this because, yeah, it uses licensed tracks. This track had a tune from The Prodigy, I think it's Invaders Must Die, so I didn't want to get a copyright on it, so I've just done a bit of voiceover for this. But yeah, this is Wipeout Omega Collection, and I'm really enjoying playing this game. As you can see, it moves at a fair pace, but in VR it's just so different. It's quite incredible, really. It's a really amazing experience going into this, piloting from the viewpoint of the ship and being able to look around. Well, say looking around, really concentrating on the racing and the track. But yeah, it's just such a great game in VR. Plays like any other Wipeout game, and it's full of those kind of shortcuts and twists and turns, speed ramps. I think this track doesn't have any weapons, so this is the first track, so there's no weapons in this this initial track. This is just to get you used to, I guess, the controls and the piloting of the ship. But moments like that where the track kind of goes over an edge and goes all the way down, that feels really weird when you're playing it like this. But yeah, just really enjoying this, and I do love Wipeout anyway. Wipeout is a game that I've always loved, but I've kind of really just got back into now, thanks to this, to be honest. And I picked up a few other Wipeout games recently. So if you've not played the Omega Collection, basically what this is Wipeout HD Fury and Wipeout 2048. The HD Fury you can get on the PlayStation 3, Wipeout 2048 you can get on the PS Vita. It's all the tracks from those two games, and you can play through all of the game modes in PSVR as well. It's a massive game, really. There's a huge amount of content from both of those two games included in this collection, so it's really worth picking up. If you are a Wipeout fan, thoroughly recommend it. And if you've got a chance to play it in VR, yeah, grab the chance because it's excellent. So yeah, playing Wipeout on VR, I've got to say it's kind of reinvigorated my love for this series as well. I've been out buying some of the other Wipeout games since playing it on VR, and yeah, just so immersive. And for whatever reason, I found playing it with the headset in VR made the game a little bit easier. I don't know why. It just seems, I don't know whether it's because of the immersion or the controls. I don't quite know, but it just seems to flow better. You seem to be able to get to grips with the tracks that little bit better. It's a weird thing to explain, but I just found it a little bit easier to control and race through the tracks in VR. And yeah, I mean, it looks spectacular, this game anyway, but when you're sort of immersed in there as well, especially when you finish a race, when you've done the 3 laps and you finish the race and the ship goes into autopilot and you can just sit there and be looking around at the scenery, taking it all in, because obviously when you're racing you can't really take it all in, you're just focusing on the track in front of you. But when it goes into autopilot and you're looking around and you can just see all the sort of scenery and everything that you've just raced through, it's quite amazing, really. And just, again, sort of helps with that immersion into that world. So yeah, Wipeout a Mega Collection. Not sure how much this is going for at the moment. I think it's still relatively expensive, I think. I think you're probably still looking about £15 to £20 for this in CEX, but I could be wrong. I'll check it. But yeah, another game that I would fully recommend playing on PSVR. So that's it for this PSVR playthrough video. 3 decent games there, I think. Really enjoying playing those 3. A couple of them, well, Iron Man I want to finish. Wipeout and Battlezone are the games that you just pick up and play anytime. So once I've got Iron Man finished and Farpoint eventually finished, I've got plenty of other VR games to start to dive into. There's 1 or 2 kind of a bit like that quick hit games which I've already been playing, but there's a couple of games there where I think they require a bit more time and sort of focus on, so I'll probably save those for a later video at a later date. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, if you can hit the subscription button, that would be appreciated, and I'll see you next time.